Hi there, ladies. We're starting in just a minute. Hope everybody's doing okay. Let me just reposition. So we have flexibility training today, ladies, and if you have with you a towel, that would be great. A towel or a Pilates or a yoga mat, because we're going to be doing some floor work. We are, of course, going to be starting standing, but we're also going to be going to the floor. You know how I do. We like to get into the entire body, from the upper body to the lower body. Alrighty, so I have a visitor in my home, a fly, so you might see him buzzing through. I was trying to get rid of him just now, but he's adamant that he wants to stay today, so okay. Alright, so if you see something buzzing around, it's this fly. Okay, so welcome to flexibility training. I do hope you guys are okay. As I had asked everybody in the email, hopefully you received the email. I asked persons to carry either a scarf or a belt, or if you have a stretch band. My band is in the mail. I don't have a stretchy band. Without too much elasticity. I mean, you can still use it. You can still use that one. Jade, you can still use that one. It's fine. So I'm not necessarily looking for anything too stretchy, but they can be used as well. They can still be used. Star bands can be used. The resistance band can be used. But I was more looking for something with not so much stretch. So probably I should have been a little bit more specific, but that's okay. It can still be used. All right. So we're gonna start. Just relax the arms. Shake out the arms, just shake out everything, shake it all out. Flexibility training. We're gonna start with some breathing exercises. We're gonna go in counts of 2s, 4s, and 6s, okay? Now, what I want you to think about for this class, for the beginning especially, is opening the chest and collapsing, all right? So what I like to ask persons to do is put their hands right here, or maybe not touch my mic. Put their hands right here. Actually, let me slip this around to the back. So put your hands at your rib cage. That actually helps to guide you. So when you breathe in, you're filling the lungs with air, and you actually feel the rib cage opening up. And when you breathe out, it decreases in size. So it expands. As you breathe in, you should feel it lifting and out. So you don't want to hold it or grab it too tightly. For some person, it might seem a little awkward. When I first did this exercise a couple of years ago, it felt very awkward. I barely felt any movement in my rib cage, but it's really excellent. But why? Because it helps to activate the major muscle, which a lot of us don't use, interestingly. We tend to breathe up here, when really and truly we should try to breathe from down here. So holding on to the outside, we're just going to breathe in 2 counts first, and exhale for 2 counts. Then we're going to breathe in for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, breathing in for 6 counts, and out for 6 counts. All the time, putting your hands right here, holding your rib cage, trying to guide that breath opening and closing of the rib cage. All right, so let's start. And 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, deep breath. Breathe in and out. Again, 4 counts. And out. 6 counts. Breathe in and out. Repeating 2 counts. Breathe in and out. Good. 4 counts. Breathing in and out. 6 counts. Get it into the rib cage. Breathe in and out. Alright, so we're going to do that one more time. What I want you to really focus on is try not to lift the chest. So we're really trying to engage down here, the diaphragm, right? That's a major muscle of respiration. It's spread right across the bottom of the rib cage, and that's what we're going to be using, all right? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and breathing in. 1, 2, and out for 2. Much better, everybody else. And 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Relax the shoulders, relax the chest. And 6 counts. Breathe in. 5, 6, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, relax. Relax the arms, relax the head. What we're going to be doing now is actually using the scarf or the belt, whatever it is that you have. Let me pick up my TheraBand just so I can feel it out, because some of you have a TheraBand, some of you have. So just so I can feel it out, so I can kind of guide you. I have a whole box of stuff over there. So I have a TheraBand and I have some resistance bands. So I'll see. So I will be using, well, the extra light one is what I have. It's all with powder. You know, to preserve the life of your bands, you just store them in powder. Really good. It prevents sticking together and it allows them to last longer, especially the stretchability of it. All right, so what we're going to be doing, we're maintaining the same breath, breathing in for 2, 4, and 6, same thing. But what we're going to be doing now, still focusing on breathing, expanding the chest, we're going to lift the arms up, straight up. The aim now for this is opening the chest. Yeah? So many times when we do this, we tend to try to open by bending the back like that. That's not what I'm looking for, right? So when you lift, just breathe in, open the chest, and just have it right there by the ear. I don't want you to open way past the ear just yet. We're just breathing in, opening the chest. One of the things that's also very important, interestingly, we human beings of this generation, you know, for the past few years, we've now become this type of generation where we're starting to use the computers, use the phones, and so on. So without even knowing it, we're going back to how we were in the womb. So exercises like these are what we're really going to work on today. Opening the chest, really focusing on strengthening the back and so on. All right? So we're doing the same counts, 2, 4, and 6. All right? Here we go. Everybody hearing the music? This is reggae music, by the way. Everybody hearing the music? Start off? All right. 6, 7, and 8. Breathe. 1, 2, and out. Now 4. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. Again. Now 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Really breathe in. So still focusing on that breath and out. 4 counts takes you a little higher, lifting, opening the chest, and down. Good job. Remember, don't arch the back. So really just focus on opening the shoulders, opening the chest. This one takes you a little bit farther back, but I still don't want you to arch the back too much. Only just open the chest and hold it there and coming down. You see the fly? Oh. I have a visitor. Shake it out. We have one more set. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Big breath. 1. And down. And while you're doing that, think about the symmetry. Feel for any asymmetry that might be there. You can move the shoulders about, shift a little bit if it feels good. We're going 6 counts now. Lifting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still a breath. And breathe out. Alright, that's the third one. This time now what we're going to be doing, we're going straight up into that 6 count. We're going to actually hold it, and now is when I want you to slightly bring it slightly behind your ears as much as is tolerable. Okay, it should not be painful. So we're focusing on just opening the chest. Remember, still I'm not arching my back. It's still here, opening the chest. Alright, so thinking about doing the opposite of this, which is why we're using this to guide us, and open here. So what I don't want you to do is hold this so loosely that when you reach up, you're like, it's not really much of a challenge. So hold it taut enough that when you reach up, you have a little bit of a and then you're able to hold it there, right? So nothing too easy, a little bit of a challenge. So let me see what that feels like with the TheraBand. If you're using the TheraBand, you will be getting an added resistance. All right, so if I make that a little bit taut here, just make it as taut as possible. All right, lift it up, same principle here. Open the shoulders. Actually, you you get a bit more resistance when you're doing it with the TheraBand. Yeah? And you come down. All right, so just for demonstration purposes now, for persons who are using the band, you can either choose to pull it, well, I prefer if you held it like that. So if you're here, you can hold it like that and just open like that. So with TheraBand and the resistance band, you will definitely be getting resistance work. All right, so you will be getting resistance work on top of the stretching. So we're going to do 4 sets of holding that for about 20 seconds up there, really focusing on opening and doing the counter rotation to this movement, which is internal rotation. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use my scarf. Let me see. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it here. Holding 1, 2, 3, 4. Open the chest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, and bring it down. We're doing 3 more just like that. Here we go. Lifting 1 and holding. So while you're here, remember you can move the shoulders about. If it feels a little bit asymmetrical, you feel a little kinks in there, you can roll the shoulders around. And while you're breathing there as well, remember to breathe. Don't just hold your breath. You can open, still opening, not arching the back. We're focusing on the upper body, upper back, the upper shoulders. Focus on opening that chest that we so much like to slouch. And down. We have 2 more just like this. Ready again. Here we go. Lifting. And if you feel that you need to be challenged a bit more, especially if you're using a TheraBand or if you're using a resistance loop, you can bring the fingers closer together just to increase the resistance. If not, you can keep it at the same place that you had it. All right. And down. I believe that was the 3rd one. Yes? No? 4th one. And lifting. Holding it up. Let me see. That's the 4th one, right? Yes. Okay. Good. Holding. Good. Open the chest. So still thinking about rotating those shoulders outward. Where possible, bring those shoulders down from the ears. You don't want to bring the shoulders up. Relax the shoulders from the ears. Yes, as you're lifting up, you're pulling down with the shoulders. And down. Whew. All right, excellent, excellent, excellent. So now what we're going to be doing, we're actually going to do a rotation. So the arms are going to come right here. Still the same thing at shoulder height. So you don't want to be too high, you don't want to be too low. Right at shoulder height. And what we're going to be doing, you're going to bend the knees, relax the knees a bit. And all you're going to do, this hand over here is guiding me. So I'm pulling myself to this side. And if you notice, my hips remain square. Nice stretch for the back. And also helping to deepen the or intensify the opening of the chest. All right, so we're going to do 4 of those, 4 on either side. All right, everybody's good with that? Any questions? Everybody's good? Oh, this fly. All right, so here we go. 2, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Going to the side. So you want to bend the knees, right, and use the hand that's at the back to guide it, to pull it. So when you pull it to the back, you don't want this one to be rising up. So keep it down there. We know the next time. And 20. All right, reaching over to the other side. Step forward. And remember to square the hips. So what I'm seeing from most persons, from Danielle, from Jade in the front, from Diane, you want to keep the hips facing forward. Right. So if we come back to the center, so if all of us come back to the center, all right, if we all come back to the center right here, just turn the torso only. what I'm seeing from most persons is that the hip, everything is turning here. So if you turn the hip, then you won't be getting that nice counter stretch, that nice rotation in the torso, which is where we're working, all right? All right, so let's try that again. And relax the knees, shake the knees out. 2, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1. Keep the hips straight forward. That's better. That's better. Even if the hand at the back is a little bit bent, that's fine. What you want to be feeling, you feel a nice stretch in the backs of the shoulders. Focus on that breath. Other side. Here we go. Keep those hips squared. Keep the hips squared. I know it's tempting. And sometimes we have a tighter opposite side. So we might be tempted even more to limit ourselves on that side. All right, so be conscious of that. And coming back around. Going straight to that side. Holding. 1. And turn. Hold it. And if you're lucky to get a pop in the mid-back, always a great feeling. Hold it there. Remember to square those hips, square those hips, square the hips, turn the hips back to the front. And reach into the other side. Good. This is the 4th one. And 20. Other side, last time. Stretch it back. And each time you want to think about pushing yourself just a little bit further, pulling on that arm a little bit further. And coming right back around. Shake it out, shake it out. For persons who are using resistance bands, I do know that that might have been quite a task, especially for the shoulders, all right? But it's good still because you are getting a stretch and you're getting resistance work at the same time. All right, so what we're going to be doing now, you're putting your hands behind you. So let me use a stretchy band. So it's the same principle, right? So if you're here, all we're going to be doing is the opposite of what we're doing before, that we're lifting the chest up, not the chest, the arms up, and bringing it down. All right? So we're going to lift it, hold it for 20 counts, and we're doing that 4 sets. All right? In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lifting up. Remember, we're not going for an arch in the back. We're just lifting straight up. And bringing it down. All right, ready again. We're going to do it again. Let me just quickly feel it out with this. All right, so what I'd say, Jade, hold it like this. You get a better hook with it like that, right? And just bring it straight up like that. So with the palms facing outward versus instead of like this, because then when you get less of a strain on your joints, right? So just turn so the hands are facing each other to lift like that. Yes. All right. So we're lifting again, ladies. Here we go. Second one, 3, 2, and 1. Lift. 1. Squeezing the shoulder blades to the back. And bringing it down. Good. Third one. And lifting. Really thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades to the back, stretching the arms away from the body. Opening the chest. The chest can lift a little bit. You can lift that chest a bit. Open the chest. Breathe. And down. Fourth one. Let's go. And lifting. Relax the shoulders down. You don't want to have the shoulders too high to the air. Right, relax the shoulders down. And 20. And down. Relax. Shake the shoulders out. Shake them out. Shake them out. Shake them out. All right, so this particular exercise that I'm going to do, what I'm going to do now, let me actually try it with this band. It might be a little difficult with this band actually, but let me try it and I'll tell you, Jade, if you can use the band. So here, we're going to lift the arms, whoa, and carry it over. I wouldn't advise that you do it with a resistance loop. Let me go back and see. It's a little bit, oh, you have a band. All right, good. Okay, good. Yes. So I prefer you use that because this feels very risky. All right. So with the TheraBand, it's the same principle like before. Same principle. You want to open it to a point where you feel when you're going over, you're feeling a little bit of a stick, not too much, but you're able to carry it over without pain. All right. So what I don't want you guys to do is open it so far that you're able to just do like a skipping rope. That's not what it should be. All right, so we're trying to open the shoulders and expand the chest. All right, so we're going to move from here. Hold it taut enough that you have a bit of a challenge when you're going over. You feel a little teeny bit of a tension in order to go over, so you have a bit of challenge. So we're going to go 4 times going this way and 4 times coming that way. But we, of course, will just go 1, this is 1, 2, that's 2, all right, just like that, we're going to count it. All right, so here we go. In 3, 2, and 1, lifting, and you can take your time, you don't have to go as fast as I'm going. See, I slowed it down there, good. And coming back over. Remember, you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you're trying to open the chest, that's it. If it's painful, that means that you have to back off of it, open the arms a little bit on that band. I'm going for the second round. Make sure that you're keeping the count on yours. So just in case you're going a little bit slower or a little bit faster, then you have your own pace, you know how many we're doing. All right, keep going. Open the chest. And if at any point you feel like you want to hold in one area a little bit longer, you can hold in that area a little bit longer. These are excellent, excellent movements, especially if you sit a lot and you bend over. I tell you, we are now a people of the world. People in the world are now, we're going back to, you ever see that meme with us going from caveman back to the computer? So it's almost as though we're like a modern caveman. So we do these exercises, these are excellent. So even after dance week, I advise or I suggest that you do these whenever you can. All right, when you're at work, when you're off work or so on. I believe we've done a bit more than 4. All right, shake out the arms, shake out the arms, shake out the arms, shake out the arms. All right. Yes, so we've done all of the arms, Let me see what else I had planned for you. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, so the next thing that we're going to be moving now to, ladies, is into the back. All right, so you can put down the scarf, put down your bands, put down your loops, whatever you have, your scarf, whatever it is. So what we're going to be doing now is an intensified or a variation of what is known as a cat and a cow in yoga, right? So we're going to start from here. We're going to get into a deep, what is this? A back arch, curving the spine up, right? Tucking the bum under. From here, we're going to release the bum, releasing the lower back into the mid back. We've done this before, but we've done it on the floor. And we're going to open the chest by pushing against the thighs to push up on the chest, opening the chest up like that. All right, and then in reversing, while you're doing this as well, keep the shoulders open, right? It's a little funny position, but it's excellent for stretching, especially if we're always like that. All right, so we're gonna make a move like a duck, looking up, and then from here we're gonna curve the head, chin to chest, roll the shoulders in, the back, and we tuck everything in. All right. And we're going to stay here. So we're going to go out, 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 out. Push, hold for about 20. Come down, 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 down into a big curve. And again, just for repetition, out, 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 out. And each time you will find, the more you're isolating each segment of the spine, it's better for you because then it increases the stretch each time. Each time you get really in contact with each part of your body. So really think about getting your mind to the segments. So you have the lower part, the middle part, the top, the neck. So just think about it as one whole, but there are different segments. All right, so let's start from here. Curving the tailbone under. Really getting that mind to the joints. Nice connection there. Curve. Make a big C with your body. Make a big C. From here, we're going to release the tailbone, sticking the tailbone up. Tailbone is going up. Sinking the lower back. Starting to slowly shift. The hands will shift as you're pushing up now, pushing away from the knees. Opening the chest as much as you can. Hold it there. If you're able to look up, then look up. If not, that's fine. Just look where you can. It might look like this for you, that's fine. It might be straight up for you, that's fine. All right? We're working within our own capacities today, pushing ourselves within our own limits. All right? And after 3, we're going to tuck the chin to the chest. 2 and 3. Tuck the chin to the chest. Round the shoulders. Curve the tailbone under and hold that curve in the spine as you're feeling a nice stretch. The stretch should be felt in the lower back. So round the back a little bit more for everyone. Round the back a little bit more. Tuck under the tailbone, Jay. Tuck under the tailbone. Same with Diane. Tuck under the tailbone a little bit, Diane. So you're making a big C with your body. So almost as though you're making a loop for somebody to jump through. That way you feel a nice stretch in the back, lower back. Well, it should feel nice. All right, now reversing. Releasing the tailbone. Charlene, you're kind of in the dark, so I can't really see you so well. And pushing up into that extension of the back. Pushing back. Holding it for 20 counts. Relax the shoulders back as well. Okay, we're still focusing on opening the chest as well. And chin to chest. Round the shoulders. Upper back, mid back. And make a big C with the body. Curve the body. Make a big C. Make a loop as though you want to make a circle or a hula hoop then. Make a hula hoop with your body so somebody could jump through here. Yeah? We have 2 more sets of this. Here we go. Release the tailbone. Release the lower back. The mid back. Upper back. The hands turn or adjust so that you're now pushing against your thighs. Pushing up, opening the chest as much as you can. Relax the shoulders back. And chin to chest. Roll the shoulders in. The upper back curves, the middle back curves, lower back curves, tailbone tucks under, and we're back into our big loop. Good. And last time, releasing the tailbone out. Lower back, mid back, upper back, shoulders open. Pushing against those knees to increase the intensity of this stretch here. And chin to chest. Woo. Chin to chest. Roll the shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back. Tuck the tailbone under. Last time in this stretch here. Big C in the body. Curve under. You can drop the head. One of the things that you can do in this very last stretch is have the hands, clasp the hands just like this. Put them at the back of the head and intensify that stretch. You can bend down, bend the knees a bit more. From here, well, just keep dropping, keep dropping. The elbows can either be on the outside or the inside as we get slowly into a bit of a sumo squat, a slight sumo squat here. So the knees are pointing outwards. Okay, good. Now you can place the hands on the floor, push on the hands, straighten or point the toes towards the same direction that the fingers are pointing to, which is, for me, I'm pointing them parallel straight forward. And you're going to try to press back on the hamstrings. So if you're not able to touch the floor with straight knees, you can keep the knees relaxed and touch here. The aim is to try to press back against the hamstrings. So just hovering there. You can fold the arms to increase the weight of the head, pressing back, allowing yourself to pull forward. The hamstrings are being stretched. And from here you're going to release and slowly come up, rolling 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 up. You're going to place one foot in front, one foot is going to go behind. We're actually going to move now into the hip. So one foot, I call this a standing side split. So one foot is facing this direction. Both hips are squared facing forward. So if I was to turn to you then and place one foot forward, you don't want this hip to be turned off like that. Your balance comes from you squaring the hips. So turn the hips just in front here. And if you're really doing it the right way too, you should feel a stretch happening in the calves here. All right, also in the hip flexors, which is what we really want to work on right now. So when we sit a lot, these muscles tend to get very tight and we don't feel it until we actually get into positions like this. Yeah, so we're going to stretch this hip here. So holding it like this, squaring the hips, we're holding here for about 20 counts. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Square the hips, keep the hips squared. The more you can square the hips, the more balance you'll have. What we're going to be doing now is going down into a low lunge. A low lunge, as low as you can. Alright, so just shifting the weight slightly down, and also keep remembering we don't want the hip to open out to the side. We're stretching these hips that get tight if you sit all day. Stretching these hip flexors right here, yeah? Okay? If you're able to come all the way down and put your knee on the floor, hands on either side, on curling the toes, that's fine. You can do that. All right? If not, then just stay in a nice lunge position right here. Keep the hips squared. All right? Good. So holding it there. Good. Squaring the hips, or shifting back. We're going to push back, push back. We're going to shift the weight, moving to the other side, same thing. Standing side splits, as I like to call it. Centering the hips as I did. So if I turn to the front for everybody, the hip is not off to the side. You want to make sure that your two hip bones are pointing straight forward, yeah? Yes. So you're not shifting off to the side, right? And also, don't think too much about bracing backwards. I know in this position, you might feel tempted to brace back like that, but try to maintain a neutral spine. A lot of work is happening in this leg. I'm going to turn this way as we're going down into our low lunge. We're going to hold for 20 counts. So, down into our low lunge. And 20. 19. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing back into that standing side split. And we're going to turn to the other side. We're doing this 2 more times, and then we're going to move on. All right? Shake out the legs if you need to. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. We're going to do the same thing facing this way. So all of these are excellent stretches, especially as a preliminary to winding 101. You know, we work a lot in the hips on winding 101, so I really want our hips to be nice and loose for tomorrow, okay? So square the hips, feel that stretch in the calf. The calves can get very tight as well. We're going down into our lunge, low lunge. Remember, if you are able to, if it's available to you, you can put the knee on the floor, put the hands on the floor. If not, you can stay in a low lunge and just focus on releasing and breathing the air, breathing all clean air, all oxygen down into the thigh that you're feeling the stretch in. The more you breathe, the better for you. The tissues love oxygen. Yeah, sometimes when we feel a lot of pain, it's because we have some carbon dioxide, some metabolic waste built up in our muscles. And you need to work it out, stretch it out, work out and stretch to get rid of all of that, yeah? True story. Three, 2, and 1. Stretching back on that leg. Stretching back, keeping the hips squared. We're just going to turn over to the other side. Last set. Stretching back. Stretching the calves. And going down. Actually, this is the second one. We have one more set after this one. All right. Square the hips, and you want to challenge yourself each time, right? So challenge yourself. So if you feel a little bit comfortable, you're not feeling a tension, then you need to probably dip a little bit more, relax the shoulders, really focus on just breathing through those tight muscles. And relax, come into that standing, whoops, side split, stretch it out, square the hips. Last set coming up, just going to turn around to this side. Here we go, standing side split, that's it. Square the hips, nice stretch in the calf. That's out. And coming down. For me, I'm wearing socks, so it's very easy for me to just kind of slide around. But if you're wearing bare feet, you might have to, you know, move the foot around. So this is the last set. Focus on the breath. Relax, coming up, stretching, and turning to the other side. Last time on this side. Squaring the hips. Once you feel that stretch in the calf, you're good. From here now, keeping the hips squared, come into that deep lunge. Excellent stretch, ladies. Excellent, excellent stretch. And many times, you know, persons complain of low back pain. They don't realize that the hips are very much associated with problems with your low back or any sort of back pain. If you have problems in your hip, tight hips, that can tend to cause back pain. So if you have problems like that, sometimes stretching is excellent for it. And 1. Coming back into that standing side split. Stretching out one last time the calf. Squaring the hips. And we're turning around. All right, so here's what we're going to do now. We're doing a little bit of a balancing act. We're just going to do it 3 times on each side. We're going to go back for our scarf or band, whatever it is that we have. Just a little challenge for you. I've never tried it with a TheraBand, so let me just try it. Since Danielle is using her TheraBand, let me just try, just to see if it's safe for you, Danielle. So we're doing a scorpion. Nothing too crazy. All we're going to do is just loop the foot. All right, so you could probably do an X. You could probably tie it if you want to, but let me try it without the X. And if you have a wall, you can hold a wall. You're just going to bring the foot. It's a little funny. But you're just going to bring the leg up, right? So you can use a chair, a wall, whatever you have to hold on to, and then you can challenge yourself to release the wall and then reach forward. So this should not be too uncomfortable for you because we stretched out the hip flexors just now. So what we're going to be doing, we're holding it on this side, 3 times on this side, right? If you can hold it with both hands, that's great. If not, you can just balance with the other hand or hold on to something. And then we're doing it 3 times on both sides, all right? So it can work with the TheraBand actually. All right, it can work with the TheraBand. What's that? That's interesting. That's interesting. Gym. I just switched the screen and Danielle has a pole. But go ahead, that's interesting. I'm actually interested to see how that works. That's very interesting. All right, we're gonna go right now because I want to see how oh, this is amazing. All right, are you ready? Oh, that's nice. You need when you finish, type in the room, turn sideways. Let me see, Danielle. Listen, Danielle is a whole ninja over here. Nice. Nice. But square the hips, square the hips, square the hips, square the hips, square the hips. Right. So once you square those hips, it's better for you. So once that hip starts to swing open, then it will throw you off balance. And that's for everybody who's going to do this right now. All right. So since Danielle is not using her TheraBand, and Jade, what are you going to use? Oh, you're going to use your band. All right. No problem. All right. And Charlene is using her scarf still. Okay, no problem. All right. So hold on to the leg, adjust the scarf as needed. And we're going to hold it for 20 counts, I said, on each side, 3 times each. Here we go. 3, holding, going up, holding your balance. 3, 2, and 1, holding. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 20. All right, goody. All right, moving to the other side. The challenge is always switching to the other side and maintaining that balance. So here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Lifting that leg, and I'll start counting once everybody's up. Yes, so just, yes, Charlene, so just put the foot in and yes. All right, good. Hold on, you can hold on to something, remember. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3. Square the hips, everybody square those hips. 8, 9. Think about opening the chest, stretching those hips that we just stretched out. So you just stretch, so your focus should be on your balance, yes. And stretching, yes. Very good, very nice, ladies. And 20. All right, relax it down. Good, excellent work. All right, so we're going to do it again on the other side. It's a bit of proprioception, ladies. So sometimes, sometimes we lose our balance. We don't know what the hell is going on. Sometimes it really is, you might have an imbalance. So some movements like these are actually really good. It helps you, right? So they're called balance movements. Balancing or proprioception. Proprioception is just a technical term. Really and truly, it's just balance, yeah? So holding 20 counts. Good. That's it. Square those hips. Right. Excellent. and 20. All right, relax it slowly down, and just as slowly as you went up, you want to be in control as you come down. So the come down is just as important as the come up. Isn't that nice? I should write a book. Let's go. And lifting it back. Oops. Second time on this side, holding it. And 1. 17 and 20. All right, coming down. Oops, control it, control it, control it. All right, third time on the opposite side. This is my right, might be your left. Here we go. Lifting the leg and slowly. Good, counting. 1. Try to push that hip back a little bit more, Jade. Push the hip back a little bit more. Yes. Good. Keep the chest open. Nice, Danielle. And slowly down. Good. Other side, last time on this side. After this, ladies, we're gonna go into a pigeon pose. Last time, lifting on this side. So as soon as we're up, yes. Yes, good work, Charlene, good. Keep right. Balance the leg. Focus on one direction, it helps. And 20. All right. Good, good. So we can put down the scarves for now. We're going to go into a, let me just shift this together. We're going to go into a pigeon pose. So to get into our pigeon pose, ladies, we're going to go into a plank position just to ensure that our hips remain squared. All right, so let me just show you. So we're just going to stay, I'm going to use this leg. So from here, you want to square the hips. You're going to move one leg like you're moving into a mountain climber. From here, you're going to place the leg down. The aim is to have this leg over in parallel. If you are loose and flexible enough, that hip should come down. Let me see. Yes, should come down to the floor. For some persons, especially if you're a beginner, you might feel tempted to sit over like that. If you sit over like that, so if I turn to this front, right? If really you should be in the middle just like this. The hips are square, right? So you're feeling a stretch here and here, right? Along here. If you sit over like this, you're not going to really feel anything, all right? But if this is too much, even while holding yourself up and taking off some of the pressure off of the legs, then it's okay to open yourself like this and just kind of feel this position for a while, all right? But just so you know, it should be here. It can be either here or sitting down here. Or if you really just can't do either of those, you can sit over like this and try to open the hips. That's kind of a different stretch. All right, so we're gonna do 20 seconds hold, relax, 3 times, and then we're switching to the other side. All right, here we go, 3. So coming from a plank, 3, 2, 1. All right, Charlene is already in it, no problem, very good, excellent. And coming over. Good, very nice, everybody. Beautiful. And if it feels good, you can bring the arms down, bring the elbows down, And if that's okay, you can bring the arms straight down. Excellent. All right. You should feel a stretch on the outside of the hip that's bent. And a stretch will be in the hip flexors on the opposite side. All right, that's okay. You can back off of the movement. That's fine. That's fine. All right. And relax. We have 2 more on this side, 2 more on the opposite side, or 3 on the opposite side. And going right into it. Stretching down again, holding for 20 counts. 19, 18. And 1, relax. We have 1 more stretch, just 1 more on this side. And going for it, let's go. Last one on this side. Stretch forward, be careful of the knees. And relaxing. All right, so getting back into that, what's this, plank, shake out that leg that you just worked. We're gonna move over to the other side, opposite side. So remember, bringing one leg in like you're doing a mountain climber, turning it around, and the same treatment applies. That leg goes into parallel. If you're up here, that's fine. Use the hands on either side to balance you. If you're down here, that's great. Try to get that hip on the floor, and then of course you can adjust yourself to challenge yourself. Try to relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax and breathe into everywhere that you feel tension. And relaxing. Oops. Here we go, going back, right back into it. Reaching out as much as possible and stretching down. Good. Good. And relaxing back. We have one more just like this, and then we're going to stretch out the hamstrings. This pose really tightens up the hamstrings. One more time. Here we go, right into it. And focus on the breath out on this one. Really breathe into those tight areas. The hips, the groin area, the lower back, the upper back. Stretch the shoulders. And 20, relaxing, pushing back out of that stretch. We're going to go into a plank position, gently into a plank position. Shake the leg out, shake the leg, shake the leg, shake the leg. What I'm going to do now, we're just going into a hamstring stretch very quickly. I'm going to use my band, my scarf. You can use your band as well if you want to. This is where you can use either one of these can work. So we're doing 20 seconds on each side. Oh. So we're just going for a hamstring stretch. We just put the foot in and stretch. If you have a lower back pain, you can bend this knee so that you take the pressure off of your lower back. But we're stretching out the hamstrings. That stretch just now, the pigeon pose tends to really tighten, grabs up the hamstrings, especially behind the knee. All right, so we're just stretching here. You can focus on bringing the toes down to face you. To your tolerance, you can bring pull yourself, pull your knee, your leg in towards you. Good. From here, we're just going to open the leg out to the side. While we're at it, let's just open the leg to the side. If this leg drops open a little bit, that's fine. It increases, it intensifies the stretch, so allow it to fall out to the side. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing now, I'm adjusting a little bit over so that I'm able to carry over this leg. I'm switching the hand, so I now have this arm on the floor, keeping this shoulder. For me, this is my left, bringing the left leg across the body while the left arm stays on the floor, left shoulder stays on the floor. Get a nice rotation in the back. If for you that's up here, that's fine. You can actually bend the knee and bring it down. Alright, you can bend the knee or you can straighten it, whichever one it is, whichever one is more comfortable. This is an excellent stretch for your back, nice counter rotation stretch. And reverse it, come back into a hamstring stretch. So just for difference, you can either choose to have the standing leg, which is this leg that I'm wiggling here, flat on the floor, or you can bend it to take the pressure off of your lower back, whichever is more comfortable. And opening the leg once more, just one more time to the side. Opening the groin area here. You're stretching the adductor muscles right in here. This is the last stretch, ladies, and then we're out of here, ready for Winding 101 tomorrow. The hips should be nice and opened. So when we come tomorrow, we're going to be winding up a storm, all right? From here, you should be able to feel the heel. Try to turn the heel up to the ceiling and the toes are pointing down to the floor when you're doing this one. To really focus the stretch on the inner thigh. From here, we're just going to change the hand to the other hand. You can bring the hand as close to the foot as possible. And make sure it's still challenging. You want to turn, bring that leg across the body. So it's a counter stretch. So you want to pull that leg across the body. So you can bring it across a little bit more. Bring the knee, pull the knee over a little bit more. Jade, bring the knee a little bit further over. So actually lift your hip up, right. Bring it over. All right, and relax it here. You can release the leg. We're going into the opposite leg. Oops. Hamstring stretch on this side. Oh, okay, we have 1 minute. Not bad. All right. Woo. This leg is actually pretty tight for me. All right, stretch that leg. Focus on the breath. And open the hip to the side. Remember, point the heels up, the toes are pointing downwards. From here, you're going to shift the holding of the scarf or the band, whatever it is that you're holding on to. Carry yourself over to the opposite side. Keeping for me, it's my right arm, but keeping the opposite shoulder on the floor. And reaching back up into that hamstring stretch again. Last time on this side. And opening out to the side. What I like to think about when opening to the side, it's almost as though you're showing your seam to the ceiling. So if you're showing the seam of if you have a seam, a tight, so for example I have on a leggings and the seam is on the inside, so you want to think about really turning the leg out so you're getting a stretch on the inside of the leg versus just putting it to the side. You actually want to turn the leg out, show the seam of your tights or your imaginary seam of your tights. It should help to increase the stretch actually. And from here we're just gonna switch the leg over to the other hand and get into that nice counter rotation stretch for the final stretch of tonight, of this morning, wherever you are. And relax it up, ladies, and relax the leg down. From here we're just going to roll over onto our tummies and push back into a child's pose, and that will be us for today. Stretching back into our child's pose. We're counting to 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, and 1. All right, relax. From here, just gonna curl the toes under, come up to standing, walk the feet inwards, and come straight up to standing at your own pace. Once we're here, just breathe in deeply. Don't worry about the cameras, that's fine. Don't worry about the cameras. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time, breathe in. You should feel a bit more opened, should feel a bit better in the hips, in the back. Breathe out, just shake it out, 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 shake it out. Good, Breathe one more time, hands in front of the chest. And good job, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. All right, as usual, I'll just open up my mic and leave it open if you have any questions. Daniel, I want to know what that is that you are using. Let me open this up. Hold on, let me see.
It's called a gym stick, and you can use it for muscle conditioning. So I do. You can find it. It's all over the YouTube. But I go to Zoom muscle conditioning classes, and it's amazing. It's,
hold on, Daniel. Let me turn this up a little bit. Okay, because my phone was very low a while ago. Yes. What were we saying?
So it's called gym stick. JYM stick, and it's really light, and it's got 2 bands on the end with loops. You can move them around and do a million different exercises. So lots of muscle conditioning. So I do muscle conditioning classes with it. It's awesome.
What's the conditioning? Oh, you teach them?
I'm sorry? No, I can teach them, but my friend of mine teaches them. Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to look for it on Amazon. I saw Charlene. She said, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Charlene. You okay, Charlene? All right, cool. I saw a little message. All right, anybody else have any questions? I love that stick. I'm going to try to get it on Amazon. Hopefully they have it on Amazon.
I've got actually a question. How often do you do these stretching exercises, like per week? How often would you do a long session of stretching? Yeah, or would you recommend?
I'd say as long as you can. I want to start doing this. I'm actually recording this for myself. I should stop recording. Hold on. Let me stop recording. But I'd say as often as you can. Definitely as often as you can.